Howdy tankers. Today we have some games with the IS-3, the kind of classic, iconic Soviet Tier 8 heavy tank in the IS-7 line. This is my first Tier 8 Soviet heavy. I got it very early and played the heck out of it. It's, I think, my second most played tank. I left it in the garage for a long time, but I've picked it up again more recently. This is a tank with excellent mobility for a heavy. It's got a big, strong, relatively inaccurate Russian gun. It is the first tank that you'll encounter with pike nose armor. It's got a pointed frontal armor, so it comes pre-angled if you point the tank directly at an enemy tank, and its armor is quite strong in that configuration. But if you angle it at all, you give them a flat surface to shoot at. Here I am playing with Crazy Peacock from Clan Azul. He's in his T-32, and we've come up in this Tier 9 game to take control of the central temple area, and I've managed to take some damage and fail to do damage here. Moving around here to this Centurion 7-1, don't get a shot there, but get a shot in on this. I think it's a Chiha. We've got a T-59 who is YOLOing forward. By the time I have a shot loaded up to fire, he is dead. So that was a lucky break for us. Don't be doing that. The Centurion has moved around to the other side of Temple and put another shot into me. So I'm going to have to move around back. And there's a bunch of enemy targets here that I can fire at. The IS-3 has an excellent turret, except for a weak turret top, so you have to be very careful about where you're getting hit. The turret is quite strong. This T-32 moves up a bit too far forward, and I put one into his hull. I then attempt to hide behind this piece of stone while I'm reloading. Fire into the Frankenstein, pull back and hide. You can't always point your pike nose at the enemy. Sometimes you have to play peekaboo, which means that you're going to go back and forth. And I bounce a PCR off of the turret of this T-32. Damage this Chiha. Once again, pull back for reloading purposes. Coming up reloaded and managed to penetrate the turret of the T-32 with regular AP. You never know. And the enemy team is starting to disintegrate. Get a shot into the side of the turret of this E-75. It's going to be dead before I'm reloaded. Now there's an STI up here, and I'm facing it frontally. I don't want to be hit by it. And I'm going to load APCR and aim in very carefully on his lower plate to get through. And he'll be dead. So that was a pretty solid game for us. We both did in the top range of damage for the team. 2.8k for me, no kills, 2.4k, and 4 kills for Crazy Peacock. Excellent game. Now I'm platooning with Nickel and Dime. He's also in his IS-3. We are top tier. We are on Black Goldville and heading into caves. And he encounters a T-25AT who has overextended, pushed up ahead of his team, and is in a vulnerable position. And we're going to try to focus fire and take him out as quickly as possible. We've both put shots into him. I back up while he is doing an excellent job side scraping, so that protects me for a moment while I reload and take him out. Now I get a little caught up in this dead tank. Move around it and start to notice sniping fire from the lower left corner. Take out this heavily damaged Comet and start to go around this column here, take another sniping shot. No good reason for that. I should have been out behind cover from that since I already knew about it. But we managed to take out this KV-13, and I am now behind cover from snipers. I am slowly aiming in here. This gun has only 0.4 dispersion, so it's not really a sniping gun, but I managed a blind kill shot regardless, while bouncing a sniping shot from the left. I'm not sure how that one came in. Now, the enemy team is gone except for 2 snipers. Those are going to turn out to be a Jagdtiger 8.8 and an ISU. Get a spot there on the Jagdtiger, and another long distance sniping shot. Nickel and Dime has moved in close to spot them, and I want to move up to support. I remember thinking at this point, do I move as close as possible so that I can share my hit points here to help protect my platoon mate, or would it be better to start firing from this cover position as quickly as possible? And I decided that doing damage as quickly as possible would be of more benefit to my platoon mate than taking the extra time involved in getting all the way up there where he is. And we have other tanks coming up to share that burden as well. It's going to take out the ISU. I'm going to get one more shot in on this Jagdtiger, which is turned, and that's the game. So another good game, nearly 3k damage, 4 kills, very effective game, good teamwork that time. Now in this next one, I am platooning with Kanuan in his Tiger 2 and advancing around the flank here. And spot T-20. Decide to advance. It's important in these situations to not kind of squirrel on one particular enemy tank as if that's the entire enemy team to fight against, but I want to advance into this position anyway. One of the things about making these videos is that I as I'm playing, I think, you know, if this turns into a video, how am I going to explain this? And at this point I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to try to take out the T-20 and then spin to the left to catch the enemy from the flank. Or I could be spotting some enemy tanks. In this case, a Panther M10 and an AT. This T-20 is not sharing the space very well. He has excellent gun depression and would be doing much better behind that bush protecting his hull, but he's not. And I remember thinking, okay, well, if he dies, I'll be able to use the corpse of his tank for cover. Not wishing ill on my teammate, but this is not the best way to play. So I've switched to APCR. I'd really like to take this AT out. And you can see with this excellent gun, it's not at all hard with APCR to go right through the front of the tank. Which is good because this is not an accurate gun, so targeting weak spots is not that practical. Another shot into him. And the cavalry's arrived. And he's dead. Now the enemy's capping. And now I'm working toward that flanking attack that I was talking about earlier. Get a shot at the enemy T-34. And you can see at this angle, an IS-3 has a vulnerable plate to the side, but I don't manage to get into it, and so I bounce. We are advancing, me and Kanuan, on opposite sides of this building, which is generally good practice, but I certainly don't want to be in a situation where I can't fire easily at this T-34. Fortunately, he breaks this wall. He should never have done that. He's dead. Now the IS-3 is, I am angling correctly against him, straight on, and he was angling poorly against me, or actually toward anyone firing at him. I move up, engage with the Super Pershing, put a shot into his drive wheel, gonna get a little caught up here. Thanks, Tiger 1. And Super Pershing's dead. Last enemy tank is over here on the right. It's got Panzer IV. Fire into him. No problem penetrating that tank. Put him on fire. Advance, but by the time I get up to him and reloaded, he's going to be dead. Another second-class mastery on this. Almost over 3.5k damage on this one. No kills, but a really good game. Now I'm playing with double kill here on Winter Malinovka. We're having some chat because we had a chat bug. We were not seeing each other's typing in the garage, so I'm typing back and forth with him about that. But we're advancing up to the windmill here, and I have enemy T-43 who has advanced definitely too far here. Got a good shot into him. Now this is slightly difficult terrain for the IS-3. It doesn't have very good gun depression, so I have to be very careful to be able to try to use this hill as protection for my relatively vulnerable hull, but still be able to get shots in on the enemy. We have an IS-6 here. I managed to target a weak spot on his turret and get a shot into him. Very well armored tank. And bounce a second shot, even though I was equally aimed in. To some degree, it's a matter of random numbers. Really like to take out this IS-6, but I will take whatever targets present themselves to me. If he's moving back and forth and I can't shoot his hull, not much I can do. Take a target of opportunity. Moving back and forth, trying to be vulnerable only during those times when I have my a shot loaded up or am aiming in. But the IS-6, he's now in trouble, but now we have lost some tanks. Black Prince, who's moving up and gets kind of permatracked up here. He's not going to last too long. Shot into the hull of this T-29, who should really be up further using his good turret and gun depression. But instead he's making himself vulnerable, and I'm going to take advantage of that. I've put a second shot into his hull, using this Black Prince as cover while he's sitting there tracked. Take out the T-29. The Black Prince, no surprise, is dead, but he still provides some cover. Don't get a shot into this SU here. I said I'm going to have to move up. Concerned about snipers, but we really need to be able to flank these advancing tanks. This do take a flanking shot, a sniping shot rather. Go up behind here. Take out this T-43. I'm backing up. I want to present my front armor to the sniper, who turns out to be a Ferdinand, while I back up toward this other threat. And double kill takes him out, and then the Ferdinand takes him out. So it's just me and this Ferdinand. He's not spotted, so I'm going to have to move up. Try to get a spotting shot, get some spots, and get close enough to where my armor and big strong gun are helpful. Fire it. The game says that I nailed him bad, but he took no hit point damage, so that was not helpful. I'm now spotted, and he's backed up behind that hill. I have more mobility than him, and I'm going to try to use that. I don't want to approach him from the angle he's quite expecting, so I'm going to go around this church. He's got full health, and I'm about 2/3 health, so this could easily go very badly for me. Fortunately, he's not going to play super well. Spot him, basically where I thought he would be. Fire at him and back up behind this rock, so I put a shot into him without taking effective return fire. wait to reload. He's not fast enough to do much with that. Peek around just enough to fire at him, but I don't aim in long enough and miss him. Reload again. And he is foolishly backing up. I aim in, put a shot into his lower hull, and he's basically panicked as far as I can tell because he's backing up behind here. I don't want to play any games. I have one APCR shot left. I decide to use that. Move up carefully. He's in a vulnerable position and he's dead. So that was an ace mastery for me. Almost 4K damage. Finished a mission, 4 kills, and shows you some of what the potential of this tank is. Excellent tank. So, hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.